You know what? It's somewhat ironic that a close call with death can spur us on to live our life to the fullest. This episode is all about Sean Beaumont and his love of Camaros. Please, if you like this episode, hit that little subscribe button. It's completely free to do so. And share the URL link for this episode on social media with all your Pistonhead friends, because we're trying to build an audience here and get something going. We'd be very grateful. And we are announcing Year One Parts as a sponsor of Talk American. Very happy this major parts company is joining us. There is a link to one of their YouTube videos at the end of this episode. And of course, you can see all the thousands of parts that they stock at their website, year1.com.
It's dreams and hopes that keep us going. We don't have that, we ain't got nothing.
In the Rolling Stones song Ruby Tuesday, Mick Jagger sings, "Lose your dreams and you will lose your mind." Everyone has a dream, and we Pistonheads will dream about the cars that touched us from our past. It isn't uncommon for people to pursue a car they adored when they were young, but how many of us have the fortitude, patience and single-mindedness to focus on an exact make, model, colour and even transmission type? Sean Beaumont is one of those special people, and now he has the black 1980 Z28 Camaro complete with manual transmission he wanted. He is as one with his vehicle. His 30-year automotive pursuit now over, he can revel in the Z28's glory. Sean, what a beautiful Camaro.
Thank you very much.
How long have you had this?
I bought it in November last year from New Jersey, America, and it come over on the 16th of January, I think it was.
Oh right, so you imported it?
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
Well, I paid someone to do it all for me.
Yeah, you know what I mean, yeah. Have you always wanted this model?
Yes, since I was 15. I come to this show when I was 15 and fell in love with a black and red 1980 Camaro, and it had to be manual with T-tops and stock, because I didn't want nothing played with. So you can imagine it took a bit of finding to find this. I was driving my missus crazy. Wake up in the middle of the night, still looking, but eventually this one showed up and it was definitely the one to have. So we wanted it paid for as quick as possible before someone else got it. And that was scary though. I've never done it before. Wow. Scary as hell. But when she turned up, as you can see, she's absolutely beautiful and I love her to bits.
Yeah, I mean, she looks absolutely immaculate. Has the bodywork been done?
It's been fully restored in America. I don't know the full story behind it, but I've had it up in the air and looked over everything. It is really straight, rust-free. It's matching numbers car. It's
perfect.
Yeah, it's spot on. Yeah.
And it's exactly what you wanted all these years.
Exactly what I wanted. Now, if I was to buy another one, I've got more of an open choice because this one had to be this model in this colour. So.
You're a little bit like me. Yeah. I fell in love with Dodge Chargers because of the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
I always wanted a 69, but I saw a 70, and I've got a 70, and but I'm happy. Yeah. You know, and eventually it'll be, you know, the colour that I want. And but you had such a specific make and model. Yeah. Did you not even consider settling for a red one?
I did. Yeah. I almost bought a red one, and then I was gutted because someone beat me to it, and I'm glad I didn't, because I would have always had some regrets, because I really wanted it black. It's like I found one almost identical to this, but with Autobox. And I was like, yeah, it's close enough, that'll do. And I ummed and ahed over it for about 3 days, I think it was. And then all of a sudden I was like, no, let's get a deposit put on it. It might be the best one I find. So we got in contact with the dealers in America, and he'd literally apparently just put the phone down, so he said, just took a deposit on it. So I was like, oh, missed it. I was a bit gutted, but then it was only a few days after that that this one showed up. Yeah. So I was like, I'm so glad the other one had gone, because this is perfect.
Hardly surprising after a 30-year mission to find it, but this car is obviously very important to Sean.
It's a totally stock car. I mean, it's not all original 38-year-old parts, but it's... I need my phone for this one, if I can find it. I can't get my fingers under there.
So this is interesting. This is how you pop the hood.
Yeah, I just can't reach that little lever, so... Hold on. Where is it? There you go. Good old phones, good job it's the tall one. It's reasonably clean under there, it's not blinged up at all. The only thing that's not really stock looking is me Chevrolet nut that should normally be a wing nut on the top. But it's 350, 5.7. Still got all the smog gear on it, so it's only running about 190 brake horsepower, which is pretty sad for a 5.7. But I might take them off yet. And the main reason I wanted a stock car is so that if I take anything off, I can keep it. And any work that's been done to it then would be done by me rather than what someone else has done. Yeah. And I'm so glad that this did come from America, because if you buy a car over here and take it to a show, people can't see it and go, that's John's car, isn't it? Yeah, I won't get that now, so which is much better. Well, my Firebird's been here since it was new and I bought that here, but as soon as I bought it, I had to change the looks of it totally, because I put stripes down it, I changed the wheels to Corvette wheels, and I'll put private plates on it now as well, so the previous owner shouldn't recognise it now.
This is obviously a lifelong dream, this car.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So is this car part of the family now?
Yeah, yeah, this is my baby. It's definitely a part of the family. This will never ever be sold. I shall die before this goes. Yeah, people say everything's got a price, but I dread to think what someone would need to offer me for me to say, go on then, you know, because it's not about money. Yeah, even if someone walked up to me today and said, I'll give you 100 grand, I mean, it's tempting, but I'd still want to say no. This is here for life. If I had my way, it'd be buried with me. But then again, it'd be a shame for the car, so I'd want it to go to someone who loves it as much as I do.
Well, you're not planning on dying anytime soon,
are you? No, not.
No.
And how many people buy the jacket for their car decades before they actually own it?
Just turned a bit Camaro mad from the age of 16 and bought loads of little Camaro gadgets. I've still got a few of them left, but I've lost a few as well in the past. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. So I had loads of stuff. I was a bit of a Camaro geek, really, especially around this sort of year. Well, this plate in particular, I bought that in 1987, that number plate, and I only unwrapped it this year to go on that car.
You bought that number plate in 1987,
yes, yeah.
And you unwrapped it?
I unwrapped it out of its cellophane this year to go on this car, because when I bought it, I said one day I'm going to have a black and red 1980 Z28, and that's going on it, and there it is.
Wow.
Yeah. I got to know Sean a little bit when he took me out in his dream Camaro later that summer, and actually he has another life-changing story to tell.
Do you ever get nervous being a passenger in everyone's car?
No, I think I'm a good passenger. I know that you know your car, and this is your baby.
Yeah, so I don't want to hurt it.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt it.
That's what I always say when people get in my car, and if I go a bit fast, they're like, hey, slow down, I want to live. I'm like, sod you living, I don't want to damage my car.
Yeah.
It's funny that Sean brought up traffic accidents, because one of these almost cost Sean his life.
Yeah, basically I was just going a little bit too fast on a motorbike. I had a couple of big sports bikes in front of me that were going a bit slower, and I thought, yeah, I'll have them, which I did. But it was really, really windy the day we was riding, and as I went round this long sweeping bend at stupid speeds, there was a big bridge. I went underneath that, winds disappeared, and then coming out the other side, winds just smacked me hard, and I went off the road. There was a signpost right in front of me, and I was still doing silly speeds at this time, and hit the brakes, bike went down, my head went straight into the signpost, probably doing about 130 mile an hour, I think it was, and it just obliterated my crash helmet. The next car to come along and sort of witness the aftermath was a paramedic, and it saved my life.
Were you actually clinically dead for a while?
All I've been told is I was being resuscitated for 3/4 of an hour. I was at the side of the road for a long time before, because the hospital was less than a mile down and round the corner, but it took me over an hour to get there, which is quite a while. Yeah, it's quite scary, but it makes you look at things a bit different.
I wonder if the near-death experience made you think, right, life is for living, this is what I really want to chase.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely.
Car people recognise others who've been bitten by the bug, and having a classic vehicle will open up other social circles as piston heads gravitate towards you and your car. For Sean, a Camaro guy, he's met a group of people who live local to him who are into Trans Ams and the Smokey and the Bandit films.
I mean, I only started last year. I mean, it's huge already. There's so many people on it, and it is something else, especially having that truck, that nice big camera following you, which I was lucky enough to be in front of it, even though I'm in a Camaro. I did feel like I was in the wrong car, sitting there. It should have been a 77 Trans Am, really. But I had the best view out of anyone, seeing that in the rearview mirror. Awesome. I was looking in the rearview mirror more than I was the road, I mean. It was amazing.
When Burt Reynolds passed in 2018, Sean's buddies announced on social media they would pay tribute to the Bandit with a convoy of American cars and trucks all the way around the London Orbital M25 motorway.
I've watched lots of videos on that day, yeah, and I'm absolutely gutted I never went. Because I must admit, when I heard about it, I thought, yeah, it would be cool, but who wants to sit on the M25? Which I didn't really fancy, but when I watched the videos I thought, do you know what, I really wish I went now, because that looks awesome. So I was a bit gutted I didn't go. Next year maybe.
The Bandit is still alive in his many fans' hearts because people like Sean and the Bandit Run community will always talk about Reynolds and the many films that he made. In his excellent autobiography, Burt Reynolds talks about how he was almost killed in an accident with his dad's Buick while on a football scholarship at Florida State University. Because of that accident and because of an injury, he couldn't play football anymore and he went on to take up acting. We all know what happened there. Sean didn't go on to take up acting after his accident, but he did make his dream a reality the way Reynolds did with his, and you have to love that. The final line in Reynolds' autobiography is, "Nobody had more fun than I did." As I said at the start, often, if you almost lose your life, you make a lot more of what's left of it.
I've had a few ups and downs in my life. Yeah, it doesn't matter how low you get and how crappy you think life is. You just got to remember that dreams do come true and things will get better. Only live once. Go for it.
You can connect with Sean on Facebook as he has set up a page dedicated to Camaros built from 1970 to 1981. When you search, look for this logo, and of course the Bandit Run community are also on Facebook if you want to connect with them. So if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends on social media. While you're on social media, please follow Talk American on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And of course, please subscribe to us on YouTube so you get alerts when we release more videos and we can build up a fan base and a following. There is more information on talkamerican.com where for a limited time you can get up to 30% off year one muscle car parts using the promo code TALK. Just click on the banner ad. And of course, we want your feedback on this episode, so please put your comments and feedback in the comments section below this video so we can see what you think. And maybe you've got an idea for a future episode, but for now it's time to say goodbye, so let's talk again soon. Bye bye.